Alright, what's up you guys? So for today, I'm gonna go ahead and put all this on because from the last video, all I did was put the transmission on, but that was it. So never got to put any of this on, nor the other side. So I'm gonna put all this back on. I'm also gonna put the new shifter cables that I got from ktuned. Got a new nut for the axle because turns out I never even had one. Got the reservoir, coolant hose, intake, put the bracket on for the shifter cables as well. I'm also going to be taking off the clutch master cylinder because I think I tightened it too much and I just like snapped one of the threads inside and it keeps leaking. Already went ahead and used 3 different clutch lines and it still leaks, so that's why I'm assuming it has to do inside where the threads are at. So I'm gonna go ahead, take this off, and I'm gonna just put an OEM one. My friend does have the little bracket that goes on. My phone overheated, and I think I left off by telling you guys about the reservoir for the clutch master cylinder, so gotta go get that from him. Also, if you guys see this frozen meat in the background, I'm resting my phone on there because it keeps overheating. That's how hot it is outside. But yeah, so I'm gonna just go ahead, put all this on off camera, and I would record some clips for you guys, but again, my phone just keeps overheating. So yeah, I got everything tightened down, but the only thing that went wrong was the axle nut. It's not the right one, so they gave me a 34 or 36 and this is a 32, so I gotta go return that and so they could give me the correct one. So all this side is done. Oh my god, you guys, it's fucking hot. Everything went on smooth on this side, so now I'm gonna just go ahead, go to the other side, put the axle and the mid shaft on. I'm gonna just go ahead, put the other bolts that I had on the mid shaft, and as soon as the new bolts get here, I'll just replace that. But I'm gonna just go ahead and put them on just so it can hold the mid shaft in place, and that's pretty much it for this side. So I'm gonna just go ahead, jump to the other side, and hopefully the mid shaft bolts get here on time. Alright, so I got this side all done, and the tie rods are pretty bad. Well, I do have new ones, but I'm not gonna put them on until I get an alignment. So till that day comes, I'll put the tie rods on, but for now, I'll just leave it like this. I just needed to move from point A to point B, but this one does have the axle nut, so I'm gonna just go ahead, tighten that real quick. Now I'm gonna go ahead, get a flathead and a hammer and just bend this side in, and we should be good. There we go. Alright, so now I'm gonna go ahead, put the coolant hose, intake, reservoir, and then after I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and put the bracket on and the shifter cables. And I forgot that I still gotta take that part out. Oh, and I'm putting transmission fluid in as well. But yeah, so I'm gonna just go ahead, put these 3 things on, and yeah, this is the easy part. Alright, so radiator hose is going on now. Also went ahead, sprayed the transmission just so it could look a little bit nicer than what it was. So just gotta tighten these 2, and that's done. I just tightened that one, and that's pretty much it. The sensor is, well, the plug, I mean. Where the hell is it? Oh, I gotta find the plug. Oh, speed sensor is not connected. Alright, that's done. Alright, I found it. It was tucked away. Alright, so now I just gotta tighten these 3 clamps, and that's done. So then I could go ahead, start putting the reservoir on, but my hands are a bit dirty, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean them, tighten that, and then I'll go ahead and put the reservoir on. I just got these out of the car, and it's super hot in there. I'm gonna go ahead and open the windows because I'm gonna be in here right now when I'm adjusting the cables and putting them on. I still gotta buy a little clamp for this so I can hold it. And I think I only have one, so I gotta use it for the other side as well. Alright, so hopefully it's not as hot. And it fell. Alright, that's done. So now I'm gonna just go ahead and wash my hands so I can put the reservoir on, because it is pretty clean, so that's why I don't want to get it dirty. I washed my hands, but I don't think it really did much. If it does get dirty, I'll just clean it with some alcohol or something, just so it could come off quick. Alright, now I'm gonna put on the bracket for the cables. I'm gonna just figure out which spacers I need, and then I'll pick up the camera. Alright, so I went ahead, tightened it down. I also found some purple washers that I had laying around, so I went ahead and put that. Next, I'm gonna just go ahead and loosen this clutch line so I could take off the master cylinder. Alright, there we go. So now I gotta go ahead and just loosen those two bolts, but that's pretty simple. And for the clutch cables, I am gonna start loosening them from the inside. Alright, so now I gotta just loosen this bolt, and they should be free. Alright, so I got everything loose. I should have everything loose. Alright, so that's one. There we go. Whew. Don't buy no Bull Boost Performance, you guys. Even though it looks like good quality, don't buy it. I'm gonna go inside actually, because it's pretty hot and I've been out here for a while, so I'm gonna just go cool down for a bit, and then when I come back, I'll put the cables back on. Alright, I'm back. So I'm gonna just go ahead, start putting the cables through the firewall right there, and once I have them through, then I'll just pick up the camera. Alright, so I got the cables ran through, and I had to take the bracket off again because on another video I did switch this little bracket backwards, because sometimes the cables fit better if you do have some like no brand cables. So that's when you have to flip it, and it just works better. But for the ktuned ones, I actually have to put it the way it goes. So I'm gonna do that real quick. So I'm gonna just tighten these down, put it back on, and try again. Alright, so I got the bracket tightened down, and I also went ahead and put the cables on already. I just put these little pins, and for these ones, there's not much of adjustment you have to do. It does come with these little brackets, I guess you could say, or clips, I don't know. All you gotta do is just push this little bracket down, or clip, whatever you want to call it, which won't go down, but I think I need 2 hands for that. But all you gotta do, just put this down, put another one in there. That's basically it for the cables. It's pretty simple. I actually like these way better than the adjustable ones. So these are OEM spec from ktuned that they sell. If you guys made it this far, let me know in the comments which way these go. Do they go like facing this way or this way? So just let me know in the comments if this little bump goes facing back or forward, because I'm putting them facing back. That way they could just rest on the bracket, but I don't know which way they go on. So let me know in the comments. Alright, now the fun part is guessing which one goes where. Also, I don't really know how I'm gonna make this fit because it's pretty beefy. Gonna figure that out in a bit. Also, if you're a new subscriber, I do have a code for 15% off on the whole website for Auxito LED lights. Just use code EGK15 at checkout, and you're gonna save 15%. So you're welcome. All right, so I'm gonna just go ahead, attach these off camera and try to figure it out. But it should be pretty simple. I just gotta, if they don't fit, then I'll just switch them, and that's pretty much it. All right, guys. Well, I figured it out. This beefy one goes on the left side, and there's a little slot right here in the middle, and it just goes right in. You just gotta mess with it until it goes in. There we go. And this one goes on way more simple. And then for this one, you just put the little clip that I showed you guys that you connect in the front as well. There's 3 of them. All right, last piece of the puzzle. Again, let me know in the comments, you guys, which way does this go? Does the little hump face backwards or forward? Let me know. All right, so I got it on, and let's see the results. Feels pretty weird, so I'm gonna just keep adjusting it and see what happens. So I got it tightened down as well as the other bolt, and all right, that's supposedly neutral and it's completely sideways. First, second, third, and fourth doesn't go in. I don't know if that's second or fourth. Start over again. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, reverse. But yeah, it just stays completely sideways because of this guy. Alright, well, I got the battery all ghetto rigged, and just make sure it's in neutral. That's neutral. The clutch is pressed down, but there's no, oh, never mind, it's not. There we go. Well, hopefully she turns on. Alright, she's alive. Oh, looks like we got a fuel leak. I don't know how that happened. Like I said, you guys, if it's not one thing, it's another. I'm gonna turn on the ignition so I can start spilling again, so I can see where it's coming from. Just see if it's either from the top or the bottom. Oh, it's not spilling, so I'm gonna have to turn it on. It looks like it's leaking from the bottom of the fitting, so I gotta replace the whole fitting. Great. That's gonna be the end of this video, you guys. So just gotta put a new master cylinder on there, replace that fitting, and we should be good. Also gotta wait on the other bolts and the nut, but just little things. But that's gonna be the end of this video, so subscribe and I'll see you guys in the next one.